Good afternoon, families. It is Friday, the 13th of September, 2024, and I'm coming to you with our scientist report for the week. We'll get right off to our top two, and so let's dive right in. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone that was able to attend the parent orientation last night. I know not everyone was, so I will make sure that I have included in the email a presentation link so you can keep up to everything that you may have missed about our orientation presentation. Number two, as a class, we filled our warm fuzzy jar this week. So that's us getting caught making great choices out in the hall and the rest of the school and receiving compliments unsolicited from other teachers and staff. We're doing this as we're practicing our school norms and self-management skills, walking quietly, and just being quickly ready when we transition between classroom and specials. Students got to choose today, at the end of the day, a science-themed slap bracelet that I reminded them, and I will do again, to keep at home forever and ever, because I don't want to see them again, because slap bracelets are great, but in the classroom, they slap a lot. They earned them. Keep them at home. Now let's get into the rest of our vlog points for the week. We began FastBridge testing this week. So if you're unfamiliar, FastBridge testing is just a state metric assessment that we use to kind of peek in and take a look at students' independent aptitude in things like math, reading, language arts, and oral reading fluency. This can look like in the classroom, students with an iPad and headphones with a kind of like a little cardboard office around them, so they're just looking only at their specific things. They also sit one-on-one with me and do some oral reading fluency. I always remind students to just stay calm, stay focused, and that kind of mentality will help aid their ability to just successfully work to the very best of their ability. Just to let you know, any information and data that we do receive from these assessments is used to inform our instruction, not dictate any student support or choices with academic learning. As with all things, it's a single day or a day or two. And we all have great days. We all have days that are less than that. So I just ask the students to do their best, stay focused, and we'll see where we go. In English language module block this week, we discussed the definition of the word infer to understand something based on other context clues as that pertains to our learning targets in our first unit. So we are learning to discuss and record things that we notice and wonder about the different resources and books in our classroom. We're also using those resources to infer the concept of our lesson and or topic of our learning, which in this case is the way different people use books to learn around the world. This next week, they'll be choosing a book to do a slight research topic around, where we're going to do a fishbowl protocol where students will sit in small groups of 3 or 4 with the book that they have chosen and discuss why they chose it and what they like about it as they're reading it. Students asked if that's a book from home, great. If it's a book from the classroom, fantastic. If it's something from the Shorewood Library or the school library, also fine. They just have to have it here at school. So if they wrote in their planner, bring book, it means they've got something at home they want to read, and they got to bring it to school starting on Monday. In math, Ms. Miller's students were introduced to the concept of multiplication as it relates to just counting sets of objects. So, for example, if you had five plates with 2 cookies on it each, that's equivalent to a math multiplication expression, 5 times 2. So they saw that X symbol for multiplication looks like an X, and then it means times. You'll see an orange math family link that should come home in the wrapper today. Also, any of the links in the slideshow that I mentioned earlier, we'll also have links in the presentation for math and ELA. Those are live links that should help, if you're interested, detail a little bit more information on our curriculum if you are interested. In SEL this week, we learned about our brain and how it builds connections. Very similar to roadways, supporting our muscles and thought signals that we have to make our body do the things that it does. So for example, if you're riding a bike, our sense of balance and our eyes and our hands and our muscles all have to receive signals in harmony for us to successfully ride a bike. When this is new, those learning pathways in our brain aren't fully formed. So kind of think of them like a road under construction. Not all the signals get to their destination, and that might mean we fall or lose our balance. With practice, though, those pathways, those roadways improve, and that improves the ability and the capacity for stronger, more accurate signals, resulting in increased successes and, in the example of bike riding, bike riding. In our chapter book this week, we escaped jumping out of a tower into our moat and walked to a nearby village that we found out was on the shores of Loch Ness, Scotland, home, of course, to the fabled Loch Ness Monster. We stayed and we helped a family go fishing in exchange for us getting to stay there. And wonderfully, not long after, we found ourselves getting eaten by the Loch Ness Monster. But not to fret. We did actually go back then and start again and reread our book. And this path led us to now living in 1718 with a family who makes candles and soap. In our most recent decision of what we will have to do next, we had been living there and we had to decide, are we going to try to go back home through a cave of time or stay with this family and continue making soap, or become an apprentice to a printing machinist that moved in next door for the next 6 years. To which everyone was like, wait, we got to work for 6 years as an apprentice? So that's as far as we've read this week. So stay tuned for more Cave of Time if we decide. Otherwise, we have lots of other books that we can read. So please make sure you have students reading as best they can. This next week, we're going to get our first round of homework in math and reading for things at home. So everyone seems wonderfully excited. So just take time to build that in routine for evenings and calming down and having things to read. It's going to really pay off and bookmark to the things we do here in the classroom. Otherwise, it's been warm. Definitely keep bringing water bottles. Just keep up with our science reports and with the vlogs. So please click a link and subscribe, because it does make a difference and it makes me able to see how many people are seeing these things. But I hope you have a fantastic week. Please stay cool. It is roasty toasty outside. And I will catch you next week for our next science report. Bye.